We're live. There you go, live. We're live.
Ah!
On the internet for everyone to see him. Check it. Just say anything or make a noise like you did earlier.
Anything will make a noise.
That'll do.
I will be here.
That'll do. You're a bit loud. I'll turn you down. There you go. Job done,
He's done
mate.
it.
I feel like I've missed something. It was very slapdash putting this together.
Probably.
That's what happens when you do it on a Thursday, buddy.
Yeah, you're right.
No. Right. Get the pod notes up on my phone. Then I'm good to go.
Oh, let's do it then, shall we?
Yeah?
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Orchid's blooming again. Thought it was dead.
Fucking hell. It's coming back to life. It's a zombie.
Zombie orchid. Kill it with knives.
Zorkid.
Okay. Zorkid. Right, here we go. Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 212. My name is Alex, and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey, buddy. How you doing there, buddy? What was zany and shit?
You're crazy.
right?
You're super excited like people on the internet should be.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah, well, first of all,
My mic's
yeah.
very hot.
As always, I'm feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah, sparkling thoughts give me the hope to go on. And I must say, I feel like I should actually put more effort in to sound excited. Like, yeah, because I was listening to, I've been listening to a Division podcast because like you do, you want to learn more about. Like, I've got time to kill, like when I
really
drive my
time.
car. Yeah, and yeah, they're just really dropey. That's a word I'm going for. Dropey.
I don't know that it is.
It's well, you can understand what it means by the.
No, I can't. That's the only reason that I'm being a stickler is I've no fucking clue what you mean by that.
Well,
Not at all.
It's like dopey and dreary, but put together. So dropey.
Oh, okay. Well,
see
now
what
I
I
like
mean?
it. Now I know. Now
now
I'm
you
informed.
now you know. Name of the
now.
podcast, whatever that word was that I said.
Dropey.
Dropey. There you go. It's so
Dropey,
good,
yeah.
you forget it immediately after you say it.
Okay.
And yeah,
Well,
like,
I have to say
go on.
that's not going to be an issue for me, buddy.
Oh?
Because this evening during the podcast, I'm listening to the 2019 Eurovision Song Contest playlist, buddy. Just getting ready for 2 weekends' time. That's right, a fortnight's time when the Eurovision Song Contest
He's getting
is on.
ultra super pumped for as is tradition with Alex and
fucking gibbon.
his zany ways of loving Eurovision.
I fucking love Eurovision.
One
It's
thing I
dumb
know about
as
you
shit.
is you love Eurovision. And
Yeah, and you love trains.
I love trains, and they're
Those
just
are the
two
two
things
Yeah,
that we love.
yeah.
So yeah, I'll tell you about my week if you tell me about yours.
All right, you get the ball rolling, and then I'll have a think about it.
Okay, well, obviously bank holiday weekend this weekend. 3 days off work. Whoa, gotta love that shit. Gotta love that. So obviously Saturday I was immensely hungover from game night on Friday, which was always tasty. So not a lot happened there. Sorted out some finances on a spreadsheet.
Okay.
That's quite a big deal. But it meant that I could just sit there on the laptop and not do anything but look like I'm doing something. I was like, no, I can't play with you kids. I'm busy working on stuff. Nah, sorry, just gotta lie here. And then on Sunday fun day, as always. I'm going to have to bring back an old favourite section of the podcast here, buddies. And a few people, I say a few, I know one person definitely noticed the theme tune come back a couple of weeks ago when I did a poorly edited podcast and left it in there.
You mean when you purposely snuck that in as a teaser for this
Exactly.
very moment?
You know it now that was a teaser for what this section is. And that section is patio chat, buddy.
Do.
The kids go crazy for this shit. And yeah,
I love the patio.
I've been on the patio. Obviously, people know that I've been working in the garden, clearing shit. And there's two largest, 6 foot, I'd say, circles either side of my garden, which are a brick, laid brick around the outside, and then pebbles and shit in the middle. I'm looking at it going that's one, it's not kid friendly, and also two, kids are just going to get in there, pick them up and throw them all over the grass. I'm like, this has got to go. So yeah, buddy, I've been on the patio digging up said section of the patio and shifting some pebbles and shit this on Saturday. Put a full day's graft in. I was fucking bollocks. I said Saturday.
Sounds shit. I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah, it was shit.
Thanks for letting us know about it so we can all feel better about our Saturdays, buddy.
Well, Sundays, sorry. I keep saying Saturday. I just Saturday, Sunday. Sunday fun day. Not fun day. It's because there was Monday this week. It's the extra day off. And on Monday, I did some ironing. It was cool.
Ugh, wow.
Yeah, wowzers, huh? Check that out. It's amazing.
In many ways, a lot like Donny Dumphy, buddy.
Yeah.
You've just been having a time.
I've been there,
Just having a time.
I did it.
Yeah.
I got there. Other things. I've been at work and that's been fun. I've been looking at project management, websites, but obviously in the prison we can't have the internet, so I'm like, right, how can I get this offline on a server? I found some cheeky WordPress plugins that seem to do the job, and I'm adapting them with my computer hacking skills to fit the needs of what we need, which has been mind-numbing, I'd say, at best, which is ace.
That's why you're cock of the walk, buddy. That's why true. They call you the implementer, I'm sure.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I like that. That's a good name. Maybe I'll change my gamer tag or something to that.
That's a strong gamer tag, actually.
Yeah, the implementer. Yeah. Nice.
The implementer.
I like it, yeah. And obviously, I've been playing some games this week because I took the plunge, buddy, and bought Xbox or Microsoft's Game Pass this week. I paid a massive 50p for that, because I had 50p in my Xbox account, which I didn't know about. So that was nice. Got 3 months of Game Pass for 50p. And I've been playing on my PC, which is what I said I wanted to do about 2 or 3 episodes ago. And I've been loving it. I've only had one crash during a game, which immediately made me think fucking PCs are a bag of shite.
Yeah, although to be fair, the PlayStation wasn't exactly playing ball at the weekend, was it?
Yeah, you are absolutely right, buddy. And yeah, I have had hard crashes with the Division 2, such as late games that have come out, where it's just blue screened and fucked off. So, swings around a booze, buddy. It's better than it used to be. Let's put it that way, playing on PC.
It's a firm gibbon.
Yeah, and I've been utilising the old cheap knockoff Xbox One controller, which I don't know if I like anymore. Like the old analog stick up the top. I don't know if I like it.
I really struggled with that when I first got the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Or my little shit heap, as we call it.
The thing, we're going to talk about controllers later. So actually, Nick, I'm going to leave it till we talk about controllers later. About criticising.
Sounds like a plan.
That, yeah. Buddy. Also, I've been doing some streaming. So I was streaming last night, and newly convert to the podcast or the live stream, covertly, who was on last week, he joined me for a 3-hour stream and stuck with me the whole way. So thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, it was ace. First question was, "Where's the fucking podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know, right?" Don't get me started. It's Wednesday. I'm not doing a podcast. What's this all about?
I know, right?
And there he is in the chat right now. Covertly's back. The legend.
Don't worry.
Is.
It's the podcast. Here it is.
We're here. A day late. It's the Thursday. That's what's thrown me. So there you go, buddy. That's pretty much my week. Just existing, I'd say. My throat seems to be going completely mental right now. I'm losing my voice. My daughter's had a a cough for about a week and a half, I feel like I'm just about getting it, which is ace.
Fucking sweet, buddy. Get stuck in.
So
Lovely.
I'm going to be heavily drinking this evening. So enjoy that, buddies. So there you go, buddy. What have you been up to? Because obviously I've told you mine. You've got to tell me yours.
I've been all up about the place like a blue bottle in many ways, buddy. I've been doing this, I've been doing that, a little bit weird, a little bit way. Friday evening, I managed to squeeze in a meal out before game night, which I think you'd agree was fairly impressive.
Ludicrous.
I mean, that's some executive behaviour right there. So
you're crazy.
Yeah. I went to a wedding this weekend. It was the missus's cousin getting married. And it was the Brighton Stag that I talked about a little while ago. So, I had a nice meal out with them the Friday night before the wedding, and that was nice. Got myself a bit of calzone, buddy. Shout out to the Goudhurst Inn and all of our thousands of listeners in Goudhurst. So glad you're enjoying the show, buddies. Baffling that there are more of you than people in Goudhurst, but
That's
welcome
true. It's
and
amazing.
I hope you enjoy.
It's not just one Goudhurst. There must be more than one.
It's entirely plausible.
And obviously you're talking about each Goudhurst.
Each and every Goudhurst, and all of our thousands of listeners in each and every Goudhurst.
Oh, okay, I was thinking like the community of Goudhursts together as 1,000.
Yeah, Goudhurst, famously, frankly, shit name for a place, but there we are. What can you do about it now? Change it, but it's a bit late.
Yeah,
you could though. Wow. In fact, I'd recommend it. I might move there, run for mayor on the back of a campaign in which I specifically want to change the name, but at no point give an alternative. So that's an option for me. But yeah, nice pizza in Goudhurst, folded over, of course. That's fine. Fits better on the plate. Means you can make it bigger. So very nice. On Saturday we went to the wedding. The wedding featuring a very religious ceremony, if you like that sort of thing. And then a reception, which was very, very nice, buddy. It was out in the countryside, living country style, wrapping my beard around a mushroom, having dinner with a very old lady, and listening to my Chumbawamba album.
Nice.
They had a nice little tent outside, buddy. It was actually quite a lovely marquee. It had heating, which was important because it was fucking cold. And there was a DJ, and he was playing some shit music, but he had like a ridiculous rig with like uplighters. He had 2 laptops there and some turntables. Some of those lights you see in like theatre productions where you can control them and they spin about and shit, like Skynet. He had some of those. And I'm thinking, this is a very expensive setup you've got here. What a shame if something were to happen to it.
What a shame.
And then people started getting drunker and drunker, and he was vulnerable. And you could see he was a bit antsy, buddy. He was a bit worried. And then the inevitable happened. One of the bride's many cousins just fucking flew into the desk, like shattered the front panel.
Of course he did.
The music stopped dead, but because he was playing it off a turntable at the time, it went for the satisfying... And that was brilliant. And apparently he did like £800 worth of damage just falling over because he was
What a winner. I've been there, I think. I can't remember it, but I feel like I've been there. I feel like my microphone has cut out on Discord. One sec, buddies.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I've had some microphone issues. I've unplugged and plugged it back in, but I should be able to sync it up if we carry on from there.
Okay, no problem. Okay. That was the DJ bit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that guy, I think I said, I feel like I've been there, blah, 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 but I was really drunk.
It's a full-blown gibbon. The food was exceptional at this wedding, buddy. They had fillet steaks as the main. I mean, that's
all right, I guess.
That's
just that on its own. Was it just that on its own?
There was some sort of little potato cano, I think I'll call it. Sort of, the posh. They go for the posh, where it's like one potato is all the potato you need, but it's like a big one and it's kind of sculpted or cut, if you will. So
Right. Okay. So if you could only have one potato for the rest of your life, no.
the answer is roast, but potato
Roast.
buddy is the best. Is the best.
Makes
potato.
sense. It makes sense.
With a ding dong battle between mash and new potato for the worst potato, I would say.
I'd just say raw potato.
I don't think you can have raw.
This is a type of potato.
It's not a way that people eat potato in general. It certainly is worse though than.
But couldn't you
mash.
make gin out of raw potatoes? If you make
I don't know. Gin? I'm not a gin maker. So
not a gin man.
I'm not a gin man. I'm sorry, Maury. I'm not a gin man.
I'm not a gin man.
Yeah, anyway, wedding was fun. Got a bit drunk and had a nice time, and that was good. On Sunday, buddy, we went to the charming town of Rye because it was mine and the missus' anniversary.
Sorry, covertly has just popped in with jacket, and this is what I mentioned the other week when we had the debate. I'm a fan of the jacket.
You like the jacket more than the roast? Are you fucking?
I'm not.
ill?
I'm not going into this again.
I just think that's absolute insanity. But you know, it's your decision, of course. What? No. I can't. No.
Right. Once again, we've gone on to a stupid topic like last week when it was about Sonic, and the chat has just at least 3 messages have just popped straight up in the chat about potatoes.
Did you say like a potato cano? Yeah.
Exactly. You know. Yeah. This is what happens. Anyway, yes. Wedding and something, and went out and did stuff. I can't remember what you were talking about. You had a meal? Was that the one?
Went to Rye.
There you go. Yeah, the potatoes was
went
about.
To Rye, had a nice time in Rye. They got some fucking good shit in Rye, buddy. They got a little micro pub there. Nice. The ales all in the fridge behind the bar there because they're brewing them, buddy. They're fucking tasty. I had one of each. It was their 1 year anniversary, so everything was £3, which is a pretty cheap. Especially in comparison to where I live, and then other wonderful touches were a toilet which where the flusher was a doom bar, like you just pull the pint and it flushes the toilet. That was
nice.
I liked that, and everyone was in there playing a game called Toad in the Hole, where you throw metal discs at a small hole in a piece of slate on a box. So picture the scene there, buddy. There's an ocky.
Right.
There's a table in the corner. On top of it is a piece of like lead or slate. There's a hole in the middle of it.
Got a hole there.
You score points by either landing on the slate or getting it in the hole for 3 points. Doesn't sound like much, buddy.
It's a simple game.
When there's 50 drunken people heavily involved in that game, then it might as well be the World Cup final, and that's how we felt about it. And there was batty old May, this like 50-something-year-old woman who was fucking
seasoned veteran,
absolutely caned on cider. She was,
yeah.
But mate, every single disc either went in that hole or landed on that lead top. She's She's been doing it for some time, I would imagine, among other things. So yeah, that was Rye. Went to a wine bar. There was some dude playing the piano. He was quite funny. And then on Monday, went to see the new Avengers film, buddy.
What?
Yeah, End Game or War.
End War Game.
End War Game. And obviously, I'm not going to say anything about that because it would be spoilers. What I will say is it was very long. But I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was fun. I liked it. It was
there
cool.
You go. That's what you need out of a film.
Gibbons. The only other thing I need to mention, buddy, of course, other than what you're drinking this evening, which
Obviously.
We'll get to in a moment, is how about that? How about that football, buddy? How about that fucking football?
How about that football this week? Who thought that was going to happen?
How about Liverpool beating Barcelona 4-0 at Anfield? How about Spurs somehow beating Ajax, who looked like the best team in the tournament? How
I
about
know.
the fact that Arsenal are currently 5-3 up on aggregate against Valencia?
Yeah.
And it's looking a little bit like it's going to be an all-English Champions League and
And
Europa League
Europa
final.
League. I know. How good UEFA are going to be pissed.
They're not going to be happy because, of
Not
course, they
gonna-
don't. They don't like us.
They don't like us for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the same for the Eurovision, buddy. Never got a prayer. Speaking of
I
which,
was. Go on.
slight issue with this Eurovision playlist in that it doesn't say what country each of the songs from.
It's got
But
to
maybe
guess.
that'll make me, I therefore can't get in any way racist or biased towards specific nations. I just have to listen to the music and make a judgment call, buddy.
Well, there you go. That's it. You're not taking anyone's thoughts or feelings into account.
Absolutely not.
Makes
Why
sense.
would you bother? So,
Who cares?
yeah, what are you drinking this evening, buddy?
I am on the 1079 project. It's a fan favourite of the JfG podcast. I know that because on Friday night, the Funk sent me a picture of him drinking it, and I sent him a picture back saying snap.
There you go.
It was entertaining.
Gibbon.
There you go.
Full-blown Gibbon.
So, I mean, you've just swigged out of a bottle, not a wine bottle. I've just seen it's a beer bottle of some sort, or maybe cider. It had a yellow label. Oh no, it didn't. That's just your backlighting that made it look yellow. It's on the. Oh, go on. You tell everyone.
Just my weird shit lighting. I'm on the Peroni this evening, buddy. I got a couple of big bottles of Peroni. I thought that'd see me through. So
Does the job.
Tucking into the second one of those right now, and very much enjoying it. Firmly enjoying it, I'd say.
He loves it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there you are. I suppose at this point in the soak, we should probably go and talk about some video games. Although we've played barely any, which often happens when it's the bank holiday weekend. However, we should at least give it a crack, buddy.
I was also going to say when there's also no games out.
Gibbons. It's been a bit of a slow one, but hey,
it's going to be a slow year, buddy.
We'll do what we can.
Gibbons.
So let's go and talk about what we've been playing. Do you want to get the ball rolling, buddy? What have you been playing this week?
This week, buddy, I have been pirating to some sort of next level pirate. I have been playing Sea of Thieves on the PC on Xbox Game Pass. I have chucked about 6 or so hours into this over the past couple of evenings, which has been extremely enjoyable, which I didn't think that was going to happen, which is the first point of call. Let me take you through the stages of my enjoyment. So, first of all, I load it up. I'm there, right, tutorial. I don't finish the tutorial. I quit out, load it up again, and the tutorial's gone. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm like, right, I want to be a pirate. There's all these like merchants and stuff knocking about, not really knowing what I do. I go around, talk to them, pick some shit up. I'm like, cool. So I got a quest, and I'm like, right, okay, sail to the island, sail back, do that, fetch quest. I'm like, okay, cool. This gets me used to the boat. Like a couple of enemies, talking to more people, finding stuff, taking it back, selling it, earning some booty. I'm like, okay, cool. The next evening, we get involved and pretty much do the same thing. There's like 3 or 4 different like factions you can do. There's like merchants, gold hoarders, like crazy voodoo ladies, and they all give you different quests. So go find buried treasure, go and pick up some like spices or something from over there, or
right,
go and kill these fucking zombie skeletons or whatever, and then come back and reap your rewards. So we did that on one evening, and I was like, is this game literally just like fetch quests and stuff like that? And that is what it felt like. And so obviously I streamed that. That went up on our YouTube fucking page on YouTube. And one of our listeners, I think our only listener on YouTube, what is his name now? I can't remember. Anyway, if you can investigate what his name is for me, buddy, who leaves comments on our YouTube videos and loves Sea of Thieves, he put in an abundance of comments on this video, giving me information on how to play this game better. And to be honest, thank you very much, because fuck me, that game got a hell of a lot more fun when I knew what I was meant to be fucking doing. And it even said, like, one of the main flaws of this game, there's not enough, like, tutorials or ways to learn what to do in this game. So I didn't know that there is an actual, like, storyline kind of campaign to this game now. And this is all done in, like, lore books or pirate lodges or ledgers or whatever they're called. Ledgers, I think that's the word, isn't it? So you pick up the book, and it's like a fucking puzzle game. It's like,
really?
Yeah. So you have to work out all these like cryptic clues and stuff like that. So the first one starts off as like a 9-page like little story about how this pirate who was after this treasure, and they had to, like, their ship got wrecked and they had to chuck the treasure chest overboard, and in that treasure chest there's like a little totem, and you have to take this totem to somewhere else, but you have to work out where the fuck it is just from like these like crappy pictures in a book, like, and it's like, our ship sank between like this island and this island, but it doesn't tell you that. You have to work it out in how it's written and things like that. And I was like, fuck it, this is cool. And then it's like, from that island we sailed like east past like a small array of islands, and then headed like southeast from that. So I'm looking at the map going like, right, okay, right, there's those islands, move down there it is, right, sail down there, right, that's where the treasure is, jump off there, get that, right, off we go. Then like in there's like the totem and another page to the book, and we have to go to another island. This whole mission took like about 2.5 hours or something. And like, I just really, really enjoyed it. I was like, I never expected, like, I love puzzles. You know me. I'm a fan of the puzzles.
Oh, that's a firm given.
I played a lot of The Witness, and I don't know, it's just made me really excited. There's 9 of these books. I've done one of them now. And yeah, it was loads and loads of fun. Like, it was just cool.
I'm really excited to play this with you, because obviously I've got this on my console. I haven't really played it because I have no one to play with on Xbox. But now you've got Game Pass. That's going to be cool. And it's Johnny the Truth Teller who was helping you out on your YouTube channel, buddy.
Well, thank you very much, Johnny. Big shout out to you. And yeah, I was playing it with Trophy Alex. I convinced him to buy the Game Pass for £1. So he's been playing it on PC. And also Covertly, who was in the chat last night, he's also bought Game Pass, and we're going to play it as well with him as well. So we can get all fucking
beautiful
ragtag bunch of guys and go pirating and sail the 7 seas and stuff like that. We did have some shenanigans, as in we were getting we were in a bit of a fight with a megalodon, which is some kind of beast of the sea, and so we're there on the cannons and the harpoons trying to get him, and like obviously the boat's just sailing off, and then suddenly the sea goes all red. I'm like, have we killed him? Is that it? Have we done it? And then suddenly our boat just starts taking on shit loads of fucking water, and we're like, what's going on? We can't, and we couldn't. We were there for ages trying to chuck all the water over the side and patch it up, and then we suddenly realised, we're like, oh yeah, we're off the map. We should probably turn round.
Oh shit! Okay.
So we managed to get back on into like normal land. But by that point, we were fucked. We only had like a few planks of wood left, and this fucking megalodon comes back and finishes us off. It was loads of fun. Like there were lots of little different moves, like little bits and bobs in that game. The sailing, I would say, is the most boring part of that, especially if you can't catch the wind, because it really does take a lot of time to get from A to B. Depending on how far you need to sail. So at one point we ended up respawning right at the south of the map at the bottom, and we had to sail all the way up north, and it took us like a good like 20 minutes and stuff to get up there. But luckily you can like get pissed, you can drink your grog, You can puke into a bucket and throw it on each other, which is always fun. You can start,
Nice.
yeah, you can start playing like your band music, and then the next person joins in. And it's all in sync. Like there's a lot of nice things about this game, but I don't know. I feel like after I do like the campaign missions, and then it's just like fetch quests. Like it could be a bit pants, but it's on Game Pass, and I only paid 50p for it, so I feel like I've already got my money.
You had your money's worth in the first half hour, I'd imagine. So
Exactly.
it's all good from here. Well, fair enough, buddy. Sounds cool.
So yeah, buddy, Sea of Thieves, I'm going to be playing that. I'm probably streaming a bit more of it throughout next week. Like Trophy and Lee in the chat they're saying, yeah, 4-man crew, let's get it on. Let's go and do it. I'm up for it. Let's crack on. We'll do it. If anyone else wants to join us, let us know. Where you can find us all over the place. Where are we? Discord, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, you can find all our links if you head to www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk. You'll find all our links on there, and yeah, you can get involved with the Discord. That you can keep up with us. Ping us a message anytime. I think we've both got it on our phones. I get a prompt every time something comes up from anyone. So yeah, if you want to get in touch, buddies, then that's probably the best place to do it.
Nice. Yeah. So there you go, buddy. That's pretty much my week. I've been obviously played a bit more Division 2, but nothing really to report on there, buddy. So what have you been playing?
Well, same, buddy. Really, in terms of the fact that it was the bank holiday weekend. We did the podcast on Wednesday. On Thursday, I had the pub quiz. We did very poorly in the pub quiz. It's our lowest and worst ever result, and I don't want to even talk about it. Thank you very much. What I can say is
terrible.
That, the funk has now arrived in Tunbridge Wells, buddy, permanently, and that man is presumably a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a huge asset to the quiz. He was quite modest in saying that actually he doesn't know anything at all, and that may well be true, and I'm obviously going to find out. But, fresh meat, new blood. Here we are.
Yeah.
So
Gibbons.
Yeah. But yeah, then being away Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then back to work, and it's been shit. So yeah, not a lot. I've been playing FIFA. I made a new career mode and started building a team of young British talent, and bought a load of players from Ajax because they demolished Spurs, who then got their own back last night.
They did.
But really nothing to talk about on FIFA, except I have to mention that we do seem to have cracked that sort of fun gene with FIFA on a game night. We seem to have got to the stage, and I think a lot of it's to do with the fact that I'm now competent at defending. It wasn't helping before when that wasn't the case. But I think I can speak for everyone who plays with us on a game night now in that we're actually enjoying FIFA at this point.
Gibbons.
Possibly in spite of the game's development, but nevertheless, we are enjoying it. So yeah, that's FIFA. Also a shout out to Project Cars 2, which we played because the servers were fucking up on everything on Friday night. And so we thought we'd give that a little burn, and we got a few races in, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun indeed.
I'm really trying to remember that.
Such a game. Absolutely. I can't
brilliant. Remember playing that.
No, well, it was a bit late in the soak, buddy, and
that will happen.
Yeah, we were starting to crave spiced meats. So yeah, that was great. The only other thing that I've played this week with you on SharePlay, having a little look.
Yes, buddy, this was lovely.
A bit of Atom Universe on the old PS4.
Great game.
It's like a Second Life type game, like a sort of social hub.
It's a social hub full of weirdos, I guess.
Horribly made,
terribly animated
community game where you could just run around just horrifying environments. And
do you remember when this first came out, like a few years ago, we did like a little video, or you did a video on it or something, and just like it was mocking it or whatever, and one of like the dev team or someone came and started defending the game.
Yeah,
Like,
well, what they took umbrage with on that occasion was that there's a fountain in this theme park where all the rides are closed, and they remain closed years later.
yes, years later. Go-karts were there, though. You could get in that. That was
Incredibly
terrible.
robust microtransaction system on that game, considering hardly any more content than the last time I played it. But yeah, funny, weird, so strange that. But yeah, no, I was standing next to a fountain, and they obviously hadn't bothered putting a water sound in yet. Or I mean, it might have been a water sound, but it was only like a second of water sound, and it was just constant. And it just sounded like white noise. So I remember saying in our video that you go near the fountain, it's white noise, and it was one of those classic ones as well where it's white noise, but if you turn around 180 degrees, it's silence. Like it's literally like depending on where the camera is, there's like intense, horrifying sound effects or nothing as you like spin the camera around. They have now fixed that, buddy. That is actually water effect sounds that you've got now if you're near that fountain. So, I mean, that's nice, isn't it?
It's better than what it was.
And you can ride a unicycle, which is, that's funny.
Yeah, and your feet don't even touch the pedals.
When you reverse, it turns the wrong way.
It turns as if you're going forwards.
Yeah.
So you press
you push
right
left when you're going backwards, it goes left.
Yeah,
but
instead
you're going
of
backwards.
Right.
So
I mean, on a unicycle, that... No, it doesn't even work on a unicycle. No,
not even on a one-wheeled device does that physics model work. Anyway, but yeah, this thing's an absolute shambles. It's got a banging soundtrack, though, buddy. I will give it that.
Oh yeah,
absolute fucking.
What the fuck was there? Was like you went into like some dance room, and there was like images of like chickens and eggs and stuff all around, like on the big screens. Obviously, it's some Easter event, but they were like the shittest pictures I've ever seen.
Really low res. Like they just searched Easter on Google image search.
Yeah,
not even set
top
it
four,
to like more than 2 megapixel images or anything like that.
Yeah, and obviously they had to like go into like the extra bit and took like untick like whatchamacallit? What's the word when you can't have them? Beginning.
Oh yeah, like the royalty free stuff.
Yeah. Copyright.
Absolutely.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah, and they're like, oh no, can't have copyright images. Take that off. Right, there we go. There's 4 of them. Bang them on. Nice, job done. Fuck me, that was terrible.
It's a shambles. If you fancy a laugh, then Atom Universe, for all the wrong reasons, is the game for you. So there we are. Yeah, that's basically it, buddy. I haven't played anything else at all, so we should probably swiftly move on.
Gibbons.
So I've got Bigger Than Us by Michael Rice now on the Eurovision playlist, which might be our song. Michael Rice sounds like an English name. He's singing in English.
What?
I have to say, I'm not impressed by it. But anyway, now it's time for the news.
The news. Fucking news.
Number one.
Number one.
The biggest news of the week, buddy, is the leak and subsequent announcement of a new Ghost Recon game. A sequel to Ghost Recon Wild Pants. It's Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Breakpoint.
Watched a bit of footage. I watched the live stream actually, and it was shocking. But that's not to say that the game
is still the same premise, like open world, 4 buddies get together, massively over Americanized. And just terrible,
just
really.
The worst dialogue you've ever heard. The stream was announced by like a Spec Ops dude, like a real Spec Ops dude. And as far as I'm concerned, that dude's a fucking fanny, because the way he was talking was absolutely fucking pathetic. I don't care what you do or where you come from. No one on earth should talk like that with a straight face, because it's fucking lame and you're a fanny. That's what I think. Please don't kill me. But yeah. So anyway, it's pure like fucking bravado bullshit once again. But we don't care about any of that, of course, buddy. We care about the game mechanics, the game modes, and considering how fantastic Wild Pants Ghost War was, this is obviously of great interest. I will say the campaign or the story, it certainly looks a hell of a lot more robust than the last game. It looks far less like a sort of fetch quest playground type bullshit sort of thing. Graphical upgrade as well, which looks quite nice. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting to have very much information on this, but as I said, it leaked a couple of hours before the announcement.
Nice.
And Kotaku provided a beautiful little blurb there of everything that you can expect. So here we go, buddy. I'm just going to rip this straight off their website, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. So the title is meant to refer to the game's central theme of desperation.
Ooh.
Sure.
Nice.
The setting is Aurora Islands. So we've got a series of islands this time. It still looks kind of South American-y, I would say, sort of Bolivian kind of thing, which is very handy when you don't want to do much to a game engine. So like in Wildlands, you play as call sign Nomad, trapped behind enemy lines. I think this one centers around a company called Skell, which is like a sort of technology type thing that's gone wrong, sort of a Skynet with like drones sort of flight bullshit. So yeah, you will not be able to import your dude from Wildlands. They've made clear.
Sure.
Couldn't
give a fuck.
It's got like a bit of everything. They've done it on these islands because then they can have like mountain swamps, snow, volcanoes, all that sort of shit.
Bit of everything. Whatever fills
fine.
your boots, mate. Yeah. Terrain.
Yeah. New prone cam, so you can blend in better into the mud and the dirt, and presumably hide better, and then be killed by people who are much better at the game than you are. And then
that'd be interesting online.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it has online. To start with,
they've got like takedown stuff now in there, like dual takedowns. They've got far more tech stuff this time, like the sort of breaching equipment that you had in Rainbow Six Siege, for example. They've kind of brought that on board. Classes with special abilities again. I think they'll be flogging more of those via DLC.
Of course they will.
Within 15 minutes of the start of the live stream, they were talking about their various like special edition perks and DLC add-ons and all that fucking bullshit.
Yeah, all the shit. All the gibbons, or gubbins even.
It's gonna have pointless dialogue trees that don't affect the story.
Cool.
And the ghost you create is shared between all modes, solo, co-op, and PvP. So PvP included at launch this time. And a new major expansion every 4 months, buddy.
Good. You got to get that roadmap out there.
Yeah, you got to get the roadmap.
I think it would be better if it was called the Jet Stream.
Breakpoint's a terrible name.
Breakpoint.
Of course, it's called fucking Breakpoint.
Why not Breaking Point? Why Breakpoint?
There's a lot of Division stuff in there, I have to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you were talking about like that, I was thinking, like specializations, that's in the Division. But then you were talking about breaching and stuff, so that's Rainbow Six Siege. Are they like just mashing the two together in some kind of like?
I think
horrible
greatest hits. Yeah.
You say greatest hits. I was thinking incest, like retard.
Little spack child. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. If you liked Wildlands, I think you're going to probably like this. I think that's probably safe to say. All in all, it sounds like it's going to be very much more of the same.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will be very pleased with that. And it's interesting, really, because they, Wildlands didn't do particularly well at launch, or it certainly wasn't very highly regarded. Ghost War kind of changed all of that and kind of brought it up to in the same way that Ubisoft kind of stuck with Siege.
Yeah, Siege and also the Division
thing.
seems to be the Ubisoft tactic of like, well, we'll support our games until the end of it, and then we'll bring out the next one, and it will have. Well, if the Division 2 is anything to go by, then this should be a fucking cracking game because it should have all the features of Wild Pants or Wildlands, whatever, and more to do, because if the Division 2 is anything to go by, then there's fucking loads to do in that game. But
absolutely, yeah.
We'll wait and see on that, I guess. Really,
absolutely, yeah. And we won't have to wait that long either. The game launches October 4th, so that's not too far away. And it's probably will be the start of hopefully a proper golden release time this year. We were sort of sorely lacking in that department in 2018.
We were not many in 2018, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully, yeah, buddy. Good games.
Number 2, Microsoft's Project X Cloud is moving to what they're calling take-home testing phase.
Ooh, take-home testing stage.
So yeah, they aren't releasing this to the public just yet. But they are saying that they've got their staff are sort of taking it home now to properly trial it on various different, I suppose, connections and environments and that sort of thing. Obviously, like incredibly important if you're going to be releasing like a full-blown like streaming interface like they are. So yeah, I mean, obviously everyone's kind of doing this at this point. It's the future, as we've said lots and lots of times before. But yeah, it's moving out of sort of development and into proper testing. So it looks like it's going to be with us in terms of public trials later this year, and maybe we'll hear a little bit about it at E3. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Lots and lots of questions. I'd like to know how robust the system is and what sort of connection you need to use it. That's obviously the most important thing. But
for me, this would be fucking awesome if I could get like all these like Xbox games, and because obviously I just use my PC to run it, which is hardwired, and it's got the beans to fucking do it. I mean, I've tried it on a few streaming devices, platforms already. What was the Nvidia, whatever it is, blah 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 thing. And that worked fucking perfect, to be honest. I struggled to tell the difference from playing Destiny 2 locally to playing it, streaming it. So if this is a way for me to get a subscription or whatever it is and play all of Microsoft's, like, if it's got like backwards compatibility on there as well, so you can play all the 360 games or however the fuck it's going to work, I don't know. I'm actually very excited about xCloud.
Yeah, and to be honest, there's a quote from Microsoft's VP of gaming, Karine Chowdhury, who essentially says probably exactly what you want to hear. This is a direct quote from Chowdhury. Our strategy is shifting from one that's console-centric, where step 1 is please buy our console, and steps 2 through to 58 are things accessed off the console. We're starting to put the customer at the center of what we do and recognize that they have multiple devices, multiple lifestyles, and then bring all of that together in a cohesive way. So, yeah, they're completely on point with what you want, and I think probably what most people want. And I don't think anyone's going to have a problem with, oh, I really wanted to spend 450 quid on a fucking console. I don't see that. Like, if that's how you feel, I think you're probably a bit of a twat, frankly, because it's just wildly unnecessary. Like, if you can stream with like 4K graphics and fuck all latency, then why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want that?
Covertly in the chat is just said, I bet they release a controller that holds your phone. I know you can get like clips and stuff which attach to your phones, and like I know Sony do one, I think, for their whatever it is, PlayStation. What's the fucking thing called? Their streaming one. I can't remember. Go. PS Now. That's Sky Go, isn't it? I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, but then again, there's like the whole Google thing, isn't there? Like Stadia or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
But to be honest, I would much prefer Microsoft, because they've been in the games industry for a while. They've made one of the most fantastic consoles back in the day with the 360. They know what it's about now. And fucking Phil motherfucking Spencer, buddy, he's the fucking G. He's GOAT.
Still working away. He's still doing his best. And yeah, as you say, like Microsoft, I think they're working their way through the rough patch of not having the sort of exclusives to back up the hardware. And I think they're coming out of that. You've seen the investment that they've made into really exciting studios. I think they're only gonna get better and better. And yeah, with Google, you just don't know what you're gonna get from their streaming service yet. We haven't got enough in the way of details of software support.
I can't see. I mean, compared like service wise, Microsoft are fucking smashing it compared to Sony. I think at the moment with
100%,
just with Game Pass, really. That's it. That is
absolutely
fucking awesome. It's crazy.
That's what people want on their consoles. They want subscription services full of games, buddy. And speaking of that,
hello.
Let's talk about EA Access and the fact that it has finally been officially announced for PS4.
See, when I heard this, I was very excited. And then I looked at all the games on there. I was like, oh, not too excited now.
No, well, that's kind of how I felt when I had the trial for it. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to play loads of old EA Sports games. And then I was like, I don't want to do that. So that's kind of what happened. I think I played like FIFA 18. I played a little bit of Madden. But they keep adding more stuff to it. Like you've got a lot of Star Wars games on there now, like old Star Wars.
Need for Speed Payback's on there, buddy. So I'm fucking set.
An absolute turd of a game, which I thoroughly encourage no one to play. So no, it's great that it's going on there. Obviously, does it show a bit of weakness on Sony's part, like as if they've sort of gone all right then and given up, kind of thing?
Well, you don't know what the deal was or whatever. Like,
not.
Was it like an Xbox exclusive for so many years or whatever, and then Sony had the option of getting involved with it, and they were like, yeah, all right, fuck it. And obviously at the time, Sony came out and were like, this is fucking bullshit. Why would we want this crap? Because obviously they couldn't have it. But who knows? Yeah, it could be.
Either way, it's coming in July. And I mean, I think it's $30 a year in the States. It'll probably launch at about £28 over here. And it's hard to argue against that if we are going to continue to play FIFA. It's cheaper than buying the game, and we only stop playing it after a year every year anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, obviously, it doesn't work the same as Xbox Game Pass in that the latest games that you get like a 10-hour trial rather than actually access to them. I presume that there's they'll have a different tiered system there, where you can pay like a higher fee and get access to all the games. I don't know.
Yeah,
either
possibly.
Way, it's EA Access. It's a good deal if you like EA games. And it's finally coming to PS4, which is long overdue, and
true.
Something that the Xbox really had over. I think it's just Game Pass is so impressive that it kind of makes everything else look a little bit shit, a little bit unimportant. So that's probably what they're suffering from there.
True.
Meanwhile, 2 games coming to mobile. Dead Cells is one of them, and Apex Legends is the other. What do you make of that, buddy?
Sure, Dead Cells will work as a mobile game, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did fucking sure with Apex Legends, it's the way to do it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they're competing against. I suppose they're competing with Fortnite.
Yeah, so you got to get that thing on as many things as possible, can't you? People have got to get their fix of fucking battle royales, which I still don't understand, and probably never will, buddy.
No, and that's fine. That's why we get on. So
and the thing is, it's not like I haven't fucking tried these.
You've had a real good.
Put in time with all different versions of them. I just don't like them. I don't like the game mode.
No, man, it's like me with olives. I I can't get into olives. I've tried many, many times. People offer me an olive, and even though I've had it before and didn't like it, I'm like, yeah, I'll have an olive because people like olives. It's quite a cool thing to like, and I want to get into the old olive
Yeah.
game, but I
So
can't.
hey, I
I've
see
probably
these cool
tried
kids
olives
eating their olives, and I'm like, I want a slice of that.
15, 20 separate occasions. I've tried an olive and been like, right, maybe this time I'll like this.
Hmm.
Some would call that insane, but I'm just telling you,
Well, no,
drawing
you're keeping your
comparisons.
options open, and this is it. You never know. One day you might be like, "Holy shit, this one's really good."
I like the concept of olives. I like olive oil.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, so don't know what's going on there at all, but yeah, very similar to Battle Royale games there, buddy.
Indeed.
And finally, for me, in sensational news, Mike Bithell, creator of Thomas Was Alone and
Yep.
Volume, among other
Yeah,
things, both of those are fantastic, by the way, is
great
making
games.
a cartoon John Wick game for
Because he
some
has,
reason.
and it has been for over the past year or so.
Yeah, and it's got a full fucking license. It's got Keanu Reeves in it, actual Keanu Reeves,
There he
and
is.
the combat is some sort of like VATS system, like a sort of slow motion pick where you're gonna shoot percentages type thing, but in a story driven RPG featuring John Wick.
Sure.
I want that.
I'd like to see that before I buy it, but yeah,
Look,
maybe.
you won't believe what I have in store with you, buddy, because there's a link directly
What?
below the.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Yeah, it's right there. Let's have a little hot take right now from you.
Try open. There we go.
Oh no, that's not it. That's not it.
What's this? I mean,
This this is something else. This is something else I wanted to show you. And at this point, I do realise that it sounds a little bit like I've just sent you a dick pic or something.
Yeah.
No one's got any context on the podcast. They don't know what's going on. No, there is a trailer for John Wick. Don't bother watching it now because I haven't even bothered to paste the link in. What I
I'm
did want to
watching
end with was, have you got
Pittsburgh
this?
Pirates. Yeah, I'm watching it.
Yeah. So it's like a 7-inning stretch game. The Pittsburgh Pirates, they've created they've got a big old like LED wall.
Yeah.
They've created their own sort of Mario game,
Yep.
and fans can win money by running alongside it, jumping up and down to like get the coins.
Yep.
This guy's having a good old go.
It's trying. What happens if you're
it's-
really short? You're absolutely fucked.
It's something to behold. It's very special. I liked that. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that, and that obviously works very well in
On a
an
podcast.
audio only medium.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I
yeah,
like
buddy.
it, though. Well done.
I think that's
You
all
nailed
for
it.
me in the news. I have got a special section coming up later in
What?
which. I won't spoil it, but I think probably at this point, time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well, buddy. And that, of course, is Ash's News favourite things of the week.
Cheers, buddy. Oh, wow, there's fucking loads of shit on here. Straight off the bat, Mass Effect inspired porn game is now one of the biggest kickstarted games of all time.
Of
Classic.
course.
Yeah, it is. Borderlands 3 will have microtransaction despite statements to the contrary. So yeah, that's great.
And also, in the midst of a back and forth defending an alleged assault charge from the voice of Claptrap at the moment.
Yes, that is also going on.
Good old Gearbox, like the loveliest company,
Yeah.
really taking a run at companies like EA for like biggest bunch of assholes. That seems to be what's going on there.
Gibbons, there's a Nintendo Direct / whatever the PlayStation version of that thing is called happening tonight. So there'll be news on that next week, I guess.
Absolutely.
Need for Speed 2019 will revitalize the Street Racer versus Cops fantasy.
Okay.
Might be good, but I doubt
Will
it.
it?
I doubt it. Yeah. Konami announces the 5th year of consecutive profit growth.
Maybe they won't stop making Pez then.
And it's from mobile games and sports games, apparently.
Well, that's just going to encourage them to just destroy Pez even more with its my club microtransaction bullshit.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
This was a shocker. I saw this in the news and I was like, this is fucking big news. Anthem fell short of EA's sales expectations.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Imagine.
Apparently, or not apparently, there's a bill in the United States that, if it goes through, could ban loot boxes and microtransactions. It's introduced by the Missouri senator, which is kind of fucking big news.
Yeah.
I would say. So I'm guessing they've kind of take noted what fucking... who was it? The Dutch,
Belgium.
was it? Belgium and what have you have been doing. So hopefully that will kick in at some point or not. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, I've got 3 left. Let's go for this one. You can now play classic Minecraft from like 10 years ago for free in your web browser, which is nice.
Nice. I did wonder what I was going to do at work tomorrow, and now I know.
Now you know, my friend. Yeah. There you go. See, I got one that is kind of important, but I don't really know anything about. And the other one's just a feel-good story. Which one shall I end on?
I'm feeling a feel-good, personally,
right,
buddy.
We'll end on the feel-good one. Right, so this is... I don't know if you saw Riot Games. There was a mass walkout, which was the first ever... not first ever, but, the first mass ever walkout of a games company. Which is Riot Games, the people that make League of Legends. 150 members of staff walked out and were like, whatever it is, no more forced what's the word, arbitration. Is that it? I had to Google what that meant because I was like, what is arbitration? And I finally worked it out after 10 minutes of reading it and being like, what, you don't want that? I was like, okay, you're getting forced into that.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, people hopefully fucking... Because obviously we've reported on the games industry being an absolute shit place to work, and hopefully people are fucking taking note now, which would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the world really has moved on at this point, and
a little bit.
This is where video games, ironically, despite being considered the latest form of media in general, are kind of lagging behind.
Yeah, just fucking retarded.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
And finally, buddy, 17,000 Pokemon Go players collect 145 tons of rubbish for Earth Day.
That's cool.
That's a lot of rubbish.
Yeah.
So there you go, buddy. Saving
That's fucking great.
The planet or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is always nice. So there you go, buddy. There's some fucking nonsense news that made no sense.
Well, thank you so much for that nonsense news that made no sense, buddy. That was your news. Before, of course, that was my news. And that, ladies and gentlemen...
Wait. There's one more thing that we haven't acknowledged this week in the news. After last week's... I think it was last week when we were talking about Sonic. Have you heard the news now about what's happening to Sonic?
Well, yeah, I mean, I heard that... I presume you're talking about the news that after an absolute global outrage for how Sonic looks in that trailer, the director announced a full redesign.
Yeah. It's just, they're like, oh, yeah, the internet doesn't like it, therefore we should change this. Way to stick to your morals. Okay, isn't it?
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terrible.
It was fucking terrible.
Why did they ever think it wasn't terrible?
I don't know, mate. It looked awful. It looked so bad.
Are they just going to... I suppose they've got all the footage.
They've got everything there. They've just got to change the model, haven't they?
Yeah, okay.
It's easy enough, isn't it? Like all the lines of dialogue are there, and everything's there.
Why couldn't they just make him look like Sonic? I suppose they will just make him look like Sonic.
They will, yeah.
It will still be a problem in that he's Sonic, but in the real world. I suppose that, Detective Pikachu does. In that regard, but
exactly.
Who can say? But yeah, absolutely. Just like they were like, oh no, okay, we'll change it. Sorry, the world.
Sorry, the world. You didn't like this. Like the geeks of the internet on Reddit were angry.
Can't believe anyone actually gives a fuck anyway. Like,
yeah, a lot of people do. I don't know why. It is what it is, Hey ho. Anyway, sorry, buddy. I had to stop you there because that was big news.
It was important. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, buddy. Originally, I was thinking his news. It was good, his section, but it could have done with that fucking.
It needed one more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you snuck it in there.
I got it in there, mate. Don't you worry.
Thanks so much. That was your news, buddy. Before that, of course, was my news. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
And that's out this week. Yes.
I've got to say, Lake Malawi, friend of a friend. From what I've heard so far, buddy, it's probably my Eurovision winner, I think.
Oh, I was like, what are you on about? And now I know.
Don't know what country it is. Let's have a look. Hang on. Lake Malawi, friend of a friend. Czech Republic. Obviously, there's some more of the podcast to go. I'll continue listening, buddy, and I'll let you know if I hear anything better. But for the time being, that's my tip.
How the fuck do you spell Malawi?
Malawi.
Yeah, I've forgotten that, but I'll go with it.
It's got a nice little thing going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, out this week, video games. Sorry. Here we go. It's a bumper crop this week, buddy. It isn't. A Plague Tale:
You
Innocence.
teased me.
Yeah, A Plague Tale: Innocence arrives on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. This looks quite all right, actually. It's lots of rats involved in this. It's kind of like a sort of plague in London. Like, it's got that kind of swarms of rats. You got to do stuff like shine lights to get rid of them and that sort of thing. It looks partly quite cool in the way that it's implemented, and also partly quite annoying in a sort of original Gears of War kind of way. So yeah, kind of a B grade attempt at a AAA game, I would say, but it looks quite cool. The voice acting is pretty cool in it. And it's probably worth a look if you like sort of story-driven solo stuff. It's out this week. It's on both the consoles.
That sounds up your alley.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I quite like the look of it. They sort of chucked up sort of 8-10 minutes of gameplay of it a couple of weeks ago, and I was quite impressed. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Senua's Sacrifice mixed with kind of the way they were trying to make the first Tomb Raider sort of mixed with sort of peril and the strength kind of thing. So yeah, it ticks a lot of boxes.
Miserably.
They did fail miserably, and maybe this will be better. But yeah, we shall see. We've also got Citus Alpha coming to the Switch, which is a rhythm action game.
Cool.
But it's sort of a line that scans up and down the screen. So that's the sort of twist on it. And presumably that means that you can play it for more than 10 minutes without it looking like everything in the room is slowly rising, aka Guitar Hero and Rock Band. But whether that's actually fun or not, who can say? But that's coming to Switch this week. We've also got the big one, of course, Rage 2. We've been waiting a while for this one. Bethesda's outing id Software. And as I think JJ quite rightly said a few weeks ago, it looks like an open world Doom.
Yeah.
Very much on board with that, if that's the case. And I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone makes of this, to be honest, and whether it's maybe worth a little purchase.
It might be. Obviously, we're going to do the standard thing of hold off and not buy it straight away.
Not until it hits like 35 quid. It's kind of our deal.
It's what we do. We talk about games, when they're out of fashion.
Consumer wisdom. Yeah, absolutely. Indeed. Heaven forbid we should be playing something that comes out the week we're recording a show. That'd be mental.
Yeah, covertly he's with us. He's going to wait a bit for Rage 2 as well. So yeah,
I think so. Especially when you know that a single player game. Granted, it's open world to a degree, so there's going to be quite a lot of content there. But it's a limited shelf life game, so it kind of feels like you don't want to drop 50 quid on it. That's kind of the way I've always felt, even with the big ones like Last of Us and that sort of thing.
Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout. Meanwhile, on Switch this week, we have Red Out, which has been out for a while on the other consoles and should not be confused with La Redoute, which is a French fashion designer that ships clothes to people in their sort of 50s.
Okay, nearly there then.
No, this is something a little bit different to that. It's essentially a Wipeout clone, or a sort of spiritual successor is probably a nicer way of putting it. Mixed reviews on the other systems. I can't believe they've managed to get it to run on the Switch, buddy. Can you?
It's fucking magic. There's no other word. It's magic.
Yep. Who would have ever thought it possible? But it is, and it's out this week. Also out this week is Bubsy Paws of Fire, which arrives on PS4, Switch, and PC. For some reason, there's a new Bubsy game out this week.
Why not?
I don't know the reason.
Why not? Tell me why not.
I'm just saying I don't know the reason.
He doesn't know.
I don't know why that's happening or who wanted it, but maybe it'll be good. And also out this week, buddy, it's Steven Universe. That's right, Steven Universe. Save the Light and OKKO bundle. That's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. This is a very interesting looking little RPG.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Steven Universe?
I haven't actually seen it at all.
My kids have watched it. It's all right, actually. It's weird as fuck. Like Ren and Stimpy kind of weird as fuck. That kind of weirdness, anyway.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, so sort of cartoons for kids that also sort of work for adults. Kind of
in a little way, yeah. It's it's cool. Like I'm quite interested in this. I haven't seen any footage, but I enjoyed watching this show with my kids, so maybe it's a game that I can get and play with them. I'm guessing it might be co-op. I don't know. Most of them are I'm guessing it's from
It's kind of isometric, kind of moving about. It looked to me like it had turn-based combat as well, like a sort of Stick of Truth-esque sort of thing, a fairly simplistic, but nevertheless turn-based version of combat. Nice. So it looks really nice. Like, it doesn't look like I'd heard the name Steven Universe. I hadn't actually seen the show, but I knew that it was a tie-in of some description. But it doesn't look like phoned in at all. And
I think it could well be a Cartoon Network one. I can't remember if it's Cartoon Network or not.
I don't know a great deal about it.
No. Anyway, but I was just going to say some of the other Cartoon Network games that have been like on the store and stuff, like they've been all right games, like they're not too bad for like kids games, if you get what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show like creativity comes from weird places now. I played
what was that Adventure Time game? Like that wasn't too bad. Played that with my kids.
And that Headlander that I was playing a few weeks ago, that was commissioned by Adult Swim. So games can come from weird little places now.
Gibbons.
Yeah. It's it looks quite interesting. So maybe worth a look if you like that sort of thing.
Cool.
And that's it, buddy. That's out this week. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? I mean, sure, Bubsy, isn't it?
Fucking Bubsy, yeah.
Bubsy, there he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, there you go. And now it's time for things you can and can't say on Xbox Live Chat.
Is this like a quiz for me? You're going to say something and I go yes or no?
Yep, I'm going to read you a comment.
Okay.
I'm going to read you two statements.
Two statements, yeah.
I want you to tell me which one you can say and which one you can't say. Okay?
I can do that, yeah.
Here we go. Get destroyed. Can't believe you thought you were on my level. That's the first one, buddy.
Okay.
Can you say that? Or can you say...
I'm going to say, yeah, you can say that. That's
You're
safe.
going with that one.
Yeah.
Or, well, I mean, you want to hear the second one, buddy, because it might be the second one.
Well, okay. Oh, okay. So it's this or that. Okay. I have to choose
this or that.
A or B.
Absolutely.
Okay,
one of them's acceptable on live and one of them isn't. This is official from Microsoft, by the way.
I'm feeling pretty strong with that one.
But the only changes that I'm making to the announcement is Microsoft have censored the things that they're not allowed to say. And I'll let you decide where they've censored it. But where they put something like, for example, sexual threat in brackets or profanity,
yes,
I'm going to say a sexual threat or profanity. So that's the plan.
Got you.
Okay?
Got you.
We're there now with the rules. So firstly, I'll just read that first one again, just to refresh your memory. Get destroyed. Can't believe you thought you were on my level.
Right, okay, got that one.
Or get fucked. I can't believe you thought you were on my level. So yeah, buddy, one of them you're allowed to say on Xbox
Can I not
Live.
choose both of them? I feel both are all right.
And one of them you're not allowed to say. So it's actually the second one you're not allowed to say.
Fuck.
Whereas the first one is listed as acceptable trash talk. These are just examples, buddy. Just examples.
Okay, just examples.
Here's the second one. That was some serious potato aim. Get wrecked.
Right, okay. It's pretty harsh.
Or is it this one, buddy? Hey, cunt. That was some serious potato aim. Get wrecked, trash.
I'll totally go for the second one.
Right.
Yeah.
He's gone for the second one. Here's another example, buddy. One of them you're allowed to say, one of them you're not.
Okay.
Only reason you went positive was you spent all game camping. Try again, kid.
Ah, nice. Yeah, insults.
Or is it this one? Only reason you went positive was you spent all game camping. Kill yourself.
Yep.
So that's one of the... It's actually the first one you're allowed to
say.
Buddy. I've got a couple.
I feel like it's the first one every time. I don't know why. It works better that way, though.
There we go.
Yeah.
Is it this one, buddy? Cheap win. Come at me when you can actually drive without running cars off the road.
Oh, you swine.
Pretty strong stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty strong.
I feel like I know that it's number one already.
I mean, I am on this occasion. I'm going to leave the brackets in.
Okay.
Cheap win, totally expected from a racial slur.
Gotta love them racial slurs.
Yeah, and finally, and obviously, the first sentences are brilliant examples of stuff that you do hear when you're on, because it's just so realistic. You know, I hear stuff like this all the time. For example, that sucked. Get good and then come back when your KD's over 1.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lost count of the number of times that I've said that to someone, buddy.
Yeah. Your KD.
What you shouldn't say. This is quite bizarre. What you shouldn't say. You suck. Get out of my country.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe they'll let you back in when your KD's over 1.
I feel that's all right.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. I mean, it could be a term of racism because he's saying my country and maybe the other person is of a different race. Or
a different country? I don't know.
I don't know. My country, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
In conclusion, what the fucking hell is this announcement from Microsoft?
Well, it's pretty much don't use racism, sexual slurs, and be horrible. And,
But what's with
I
these?
don't know.
Oh, shit. I don't understand.
I don't understand either. It's fine. They obviously thought it was a good idea.
They're community standards, and this is from Microsoft. The standards are not a new set of rules, but are a call to action that empowers every player to evaluate their behavior and adjust accordingly in order to be a force for good.
Definitely.
Get
Gotta
fucked.
be a
Jesus
force for
Christ.
good.
Fuck off. Honestly.
That's how you respond to that. Fuck off, you cunts.
Thanks for humouring me, buddy. That
was nice, buddy.
That
Enjoyed
was
it.
things you can and can't say on Xbox Live Chat.
Loved it.
I tried to keep to a format. In the end, I was just reading a sheet.
Yeah, you were just doing
I
whatever,
enjoyed
but
myself.
I enjoyed it as well.
Gibbons.
Did I get full marks?
I think you knew.
I nailed it.
Yeah. Racial slur. And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
Wanna know?
Get on the show.
And in this week's Street Beat, buddy, we're going to have a chat about controllers because that's been one of the interesting topics of conversation in the Discord this week.
Controllers.
Controllers. That's what it's been all about. Yeah. So of course, a little reminder: you can join the Discord chat, buddies, by just heading over to the jfgpodcast.co.uk. You'll find the link to the Discord there, and
it's also on our Twitch stream as well. Now I've put a fucking icon in there after last week's fucking craziness. I thought I'd better put it on there. So
absolutely.
It's there now.
Yeah,
there you
go. So this kind of started with is it the Astro C40?
Yes, the C40.
Yeah. Now I know that you'd seen this before and you quite liked the look of it, didn't you?
Yeah, JJ sent me this quite a while back. I can't remember when. And what I liked about it is that you can chop and change it however you fucking want, pretty much, which is mental. It's like Lego with a controller, I guess, is a simple way of putting it.
Yeah.
You can pop out your D-pad and your thumbsticks and put them in whatever kind of area you want. Like, obviously, there's only like 3 set areas, like 2 on the left, like, and your thumbsticks on the right, but you can move them all about and interchange them. Obviously, you can have different styles of thumbsticks and stuff on there. There's all sorts of extra buttons and gibbons and gubbins and everything on there, buddy. It looks the nuts. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. I mean, it's reviewed very well. It's kind of recently launched and it's reviewed very well. Like, not much in the way of niggles. And I've read I read the review on Polygon that Cosmic Dad actually posted this week, and it was pretty pretty good, I would say. And I hadn't really considered controllers very much for quite some time. I mean, it took me a little while to adjust to the Xbox controller from the PlayStation 1 when I picked up my Xbox One.
Yeah.
My little shit heap, if you will.
Your little shit heap, yeah.
As you were saying before, like, you had a bit of bother with Sea of Thieves, didn't you, buddy? I mean, you're on the proprietary...
I'm on the fucking dirt cheap one. But even still, I remember with the 360 controller, this being the case, and switching over to the DualShock, what is it, 4 now? The triggers, that's the main thing that I find awkward. On the DualShock 4, I'm used to having 4 fingers, like on R1, R2, L1, and L2. You know, I use like my middle fingers, these ones right here that I'm pointing at the live stream, as on the triggers. And on the Xbox controller, I can't do that. It's a case of I have to use me actual trigger fingers, which, you know, makes sense for a trigger. You know, how are you finding it? I mean, I can see you're holding it right now.
Yeah, well, the biggest problem I had with it when I first got it, this is the official controller that I'm holding, and the Xbox One.
It's official.
And
it's a walk-off.
It's a walk-off. I thought that the bumpers I didn't mind the bumpers. I thought they were okay. The issue I had was with the triggers and the shape of them. They're kind of sheer on the side, so they're kind of polygonal rather than being kind of rounded.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem I had was the way that they're kind of very close to the bumper, and also kind of they sort of splay out towards the end, like in a sort of
It's
flourish.
more of a trigger, though, isn't it? Really.
Yeah,
And
but
I feel like
I found
that's
myself
why.
catching it all the time. Like,
I feel like
the biggest issue I had
can't
was
hold
with
it
racing games.
with me 4 fingers though, which is annoying because, like, you know, when I want to throw like a grenade or whatever, when I want to use the what are they on here, LB and RB, I have to use my trigger fingers and move them up. Whereas on the DualShock 4, I've got access to fucking all of them at once. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think what it wants you to do, it sort of forces your fingers closer together. So I think that's what it's after. But I just don't have the control.
It doesn't feel right.
No. So I've now adjusted. I have my hands. I have my 2 middle fingers on the tips of the triggers, which should give me far less control. But I haven't played much in the way of like racing games on the controller anyway, because I've got the drive hub. So games where I actually need analog triggers are kind of few and far between. But it didn't feel natural for a long time. I'm completely used to the 2 different analog sticks at this point.
I'm not fussed with analog placement, like up the top or down the bottom. Like, I haven't got an issue with that because that's literally just moving your thumb from there or there. But my only gripe is that fucking the trigger finger, because it just feels more natural to me with the Xbox One controller to use my trigger finger on the triggers.
I have to say as well, the Xbox, the D-pad is far more like a sort of digital set of buttons, whereas it feels far more rollable on the PlayStation controller. Like, you can
I can't
kind of
really
hold it.
compare because mine's a bag of shite.
Yeah. I don't hate the Xbox controller anymore. I did when I first got it. I've kind of adjusted to it. I like the matte finish on it more than the PlayStation one. I don't like the brushed finish of the DualShock 4s, if I'm honest.
I get what you're saying.
More attractive, the Xbox controller, in my opinion. But it also kind of feels like, I don't know. I mean, the best thing about the Xbox controller, one thing that it does a lot better than the DualShock is rumble. The official Xbox One controller has brilliant rumble in it, and I think that is important. It does add.
I just think the DualShock 4 rumble's just pitiful, really.
Pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing there. I haven't missed the touchpad.
No, it's just a gimmick, that wasn't it?
Yes, definitely. But at the end of the day, you know, you put them next to each other, and they are absolutely completely different shapes. You know, and I think that's the main thing where it's pushing my fingers in different directions, like I'm saying, the trigger fingers and stuff like that. And I don't know. I mean, I don't mind the fact that I have to, like, me personally, have to use like my trigger fingers to do RB and the trigger RT at the same, between the two, because that's how that controller feels comfortable to me. It's just that I don't know. I wish I could. But then again, with the fucking cheapy knockoff one, I've got those 2 buttons underneath, so technically I could just change them to like the bumper buttons, and then fucking happy days. I might actually do that. That's a fucking brainwave. There you go.
It'd take a lot getting used to that, though, I think.
But that way I haven't got to move my fingers about, I think.
I mean, the racing game thing, as I said, that's pretty important. The fact that you're never going to play racing games on a controller, it takes a lot of the concerns of kind of precision control out of the equation a little bit, I think.
Yeah. Covertly said as well, you've got the rumble motors in the triggers on the Xbox One controller as well, haven't you? Which, like, I remember the first time we tried that out at that, whatever it was, EGX Eurogamer thing. I was like, that scared that was fucking mind blowing. I was like, what is this? Crazy. But, you know, it's one of those things you get used to and stuff, I guess. But no, mine hasn't got that on my cheap knockoff one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But one of the questions I was going to ask is, obviously this, like, Astro C40 or whatever is like 200 quid. Could you ever imagine spending that much money on a controller?
No.
No, me neither. It's
I
crazy
mean, the Xbox
money,
Elites,
innit?
when they first came out, they were up there somewhere, weren't they? Like 150 quid.
150-ish or something, yeah.
Yeah. And I
120
couldn't
maybe.
imagine it. No.
No,
Like,
I know.
I'd never pay that. I could buy 3 official ones.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
just keep them in a cupboard, and that'd be probably me set for the entire life cycle of the
Yep.
console.
I think I've gone through 5 or 6, but that's because I've got little kids that put them in their mouths and shit and throw them around. But yeah,
certainly worth keeping an eye on. Perhaps a well, I don't know really. I guess sales and Hot UK deals, stuff like that. That sort of thing.
I mean, I nearly picked up an Elite controller a while back when they were about 80 quid, and I was like, you know what, that'd be quite nice to have on the PC, to be honest, because you know you got to treat yourself sometimes. You got to get something nice just to say, oh, that's mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
But obviously, I didn't. But I don't know. I have contemplated like, I'd like to try these things out to see like if it is any better, if it is comfier, because at the end of the day, the only thing like because I'm not playing competitively. Like, I mean, well, neither of us are. Like, we're too old, and also, who cares?
Yeah, in that order, absolutely.
Yeah. But it would be nice to see if there, or to feel if there was any like massive difference, like comfort wise, or you know how the triggers feel and stuff like that. And that's the thing on these expensive controllers, you can adjust all these, like how far you pull the trigger and down, stuff like that. But like, is that just for competitiveness, or is it a comfort thing? I don't know at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't think it would be a choice to spend 200 quid on a controller unless I had fucking loads of money that I couldn't give a fuck about.
It'd have to have a fucking massive warranty on it as well, because if you're going to spend that sort of buck on a controller, like, you're going to want it to last. Like, I'd want a 3-year warranty on that thing if I was going to drop 200 quid on it.
Yeah,
because it should last. For that sort of money, it should be pretty fucking bulletproof.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
Yeah, pretty.
Liz in the chat, it says these controllers are for the kids who see the pro MLG gamers using them, and they have parents with disposable incomes. Yeah, that's not my kid, unfortunately. So he's fucked. Out of luck. No chance, mate. You get the fucking £25 or £20 one from Argos, but he got to pick the colour with fucking lightning all the way down it. I was like, yeah, mate, you can have that one. No bov.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gibbons. Yeah, it's going to be interesting with all of the streaming services coming out. Basically, new controllers all around in that respect.
Yeah, once again,
on top of the new consoles. So it's going to be a situation where over the next sort of 2 years, I suppose, you're probably going to see 7 maybe like new first party controllers, and it's just going to be interesting to see who's brave.
I always love seeing like the concept designs that people fucking come up with. Like, wasn't there like for the PS4, it was like a big old fucking boomerang thing? Do you remember seeing that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Retarded.
Yeah, there was some real weird shit back. I mean, the same with PS3. Like, it had ridiculous stuff like that. But yeah, that thing was like a big disc, like all the way around. It's crazy.
And then there's just Nintendo who do whatever the fuck they want, really, with their controllers.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, yeah, whatever. It'll work in the end.
It'll be fine.
You can either get with it or get fucked, really.
Gibbons, it's the Microsoft Xbox Live way, buddy. Get fucked. So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 212 of the JfG Podcast. And what a pleasant time it's been. I've had a lovely one. What about yourself?
Yeah, mate, it's been fun as always. Chat's been kicking off. I'm enjoying the interactivity with the live people.
Yeah.
They're alive right now. So are we.
Yeah.
So, yeah, come on down. Join in. It's a giggle. Obviously, if you're in a different country, then different time zone, might not be able to make it, but if you can,
stay up.
That'd be nice. Stay up or skive off work.
Yeah.
Either way, Get involved.
Both of those ideas have the JfG seal of approval, buddy. So come and join us. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. What more do you want?
Mixer.
Are we on Mixer?
Yeah.
So we're on YouTube. We're on Twitch, buddies. So yeah, those two.
Just stick to them two. Yeah.
Just on those two.
Yeah. What was the name of the podcast? What was that word I came up with? Droopy and what? Something?
Dreary?
I can't even remember what the word was now.
That is unfortunate.
I'll listen back and I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. It feels like quite a while ago now.
It was. I just called it That Word. There you go. That Word.
There you go. That's
Nailed
the extent of our fucking efforts. Beautiful. Well, I suppose we're going to play something now. What are we going to do? I'm watching the end of Chelsea Frankfurt at the moment, buddy.
Have you got Sea of Thieves installed?
I believe I do have Sea of Thieves installed.
Might have to go do a little bit of pirating, mate.
I'm up for that. That sounds cheeky.
I'll do that.
Yeah, okay. Let's go fucking do that then. Sounds cheeky. Love it. Beautiful. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll be back next week. Of course we will. We always are. And it'll be on a Wednesday, so Ash will be happy.
Fucking
so
better be.
Yeah, there you go. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.